Welcome back to the second episode of The Cringe and the Confident, aka episode 2. Alright, we got the beautiful Jocelyn here.
Nothing. Okay, welcome back, you guys. If you're hearing us again from last week, I appreciate it. Thank you for coming back. We're just going to do a quick
Overview
of last week and how our feedback was to the first episode, if you want to go ahead.
Went pretty well. I'm kind of happy with what everyone said. A lot of people liked it. It was cringy at the beginning. We're trying to make it less cringy. We got a lot of suggestions of like how to improve and stuff, which I really appreciate. And I'm pretty sure for a few more months, we're going to have like tips and suggestions of what we should do. And how
it's going to be a process till we have something good that, you know, isn't obvious that we're just starting.
Yeah. And we actually did our giveaway, which I thought was cool.
Okay, so the question was a job that requires a lot of walking, and what were you applying for?
And I was applying
Well, you didn't apply, but you thought about it.
Oh, yeah, I thought about it because we're actually going to get into that. Was a mailman.
It was a mailman.
And my cousin got it right. He answered it on their SoundCloud account. And I gave him the $10 gift card yesterday. He was nice. He was like, "Oh, no, you don't have to like give it to me, whatever." I'm like, "No, like we said we were going to do it, and we did." So we gave him $10 iTunes gift card.
It was close. My friend had texted me a little bit after, and she had said, "Oh, I know what it is. Give me the gift card. It's a mailman." I told her, "You snooze, you lose. You didn't get to us fast enough." If you reply to us on SoundCloud, or we did just do the YouTube channel. If you guys want to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Yeah,
we got a YouTube channel. If you just type in Tcatc, Tcatc on YouTube, it'll come up. If not, you can just hit us up for the link. We have it on both of our Instagram accounts. They're both private, so if you're hearing this, obviously if you're hearing this on SoundCloud or YouTube, you'll have the links there. What else? We actually have a schedule for today.
Yeah, that was probably one of the biggest advice that, you know, what is it? What's it called?
Suggestions? A suggestion?
Yeah.
A tip was to get an actual schedule instead of just rambling about whatever, which I think is good.
Yeah.
Like little segments that we can do. And we kind of thought out a few segments of what we want to do from now on.
Mm-hmm. So it's not so much rambling.
Yeah, so first we're going to have our intro, obviously. And then after that, every week we want to like talk a little bit about ourselves, about our personal life. We have another segment in store. Like if something were to happen sometime that week, we don't want to say it yet. But either the beginning is going to be a personal story or the other segment we had in mind. Then after that, go into a current event, I guess. This week we have the lottery guy, that guy that won the lottery. Well, I just repeated myself. How he won. Joss looked into it. She got a bunch of facts. And I didn't really look into it, so I'm kind of going to be reacting to what she said.
Yeah, and then last night we went ahead and saw...
one of the best movies of the year. Probably the best movie of the year so far for me. Well, it's the best movie of the year so far for me, but...
I'm sure nothing will top
I honestly don't think anything will top it. Maybe Joker, if it's good.
I don't think
Star Wars.
Oh, well, maybe, for sure.
It's either going to be those... It's going to be one of those two.
It's going to be no spoiler talk, so if you haven't seen the movie and you want to keep listening, you can.
Yeah, obviously,
maybe later on next time or before.
Oh, so that brings me to that section. I really want to do a movie segment every week. So this week is going to be a non-spoiler review / reaction to Endgame. And next week we'll probably do a full out spoiler review, just talk about it, what I like, what she liked. And I like our perspectives. We have kind of different perspectives. She's more of a casual viewer and I'm more of a hardcore. I've seen every single one of these Marvel movies. So it'll be a little different perspectives for you guys.
And then from there we'll just, I don't know, probably another personal story and then we'll just close off. But if that sounds interesting to you, then keep on listening.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Alright, so the personal thing that happened to me, remember last week how I talked about that I given up on that job I had applied for? Well, I got really good news. Moving on to the next phase. And I was there was so many emotions. My dad called me to tell me, basically tell me that they were gonna move on with what this job is and the process and stuff. And God, there was so many emotions.
Yeah, you got over the hardest part. So at this point, other than when you actually get hired, but during the hiring process, this is the...
Because you saw me how I was before. The past few weeks, I had just given up all hope.
You know what I learned a lot this week? You are a crier.
Yeah.
It was about 2 times this week that you cried.
Twice. Yeah, okay.
And it was happiness, but... Both times were happiness. Yeah, of course. But I don't think I've seen you cry back to back before.
In 1 week?
Yeah, in 1 week.
Yeah, in the span of less than a few days. Basically, my dad called me to tell me. He called me. He's like, have you heard? And I said, no. I was actually with my uncle at work. We were in the same room, and I had walked out. So I'm like, my dad's calling me. So I walk out. Then my dad tells me, have you heard anything? I said, no. I honestly gave up all hope. Like, I was ready to apply for other places, i.e. last weekend that I was talking about.
Yeah.
So then he tells me not to give up hope, and he said that they're going to continue with the process. And I don't want to get into specifics exactly what this job is, but if you know me, you know my dad, you know what I'm applying for. And it was a mix of emotions. Like, I was happy, I was nervous.
What I think it's that you had already dug it under the carpet. You already put it in a grave or put it in a box and threw it away. I think you were genuinely already okay with, I'm not going to get this. Mm-hmm. And
honestly, affected my whole future, because, like, this is it's a really good job.
Really well-paying job, yeah.
Yeah, and that's not why I want to do it, obviously, but it's just a well-paying job, and so I had a lot riding on it of our future, about moving out, getting married and stuff, and I had accepted the fact that this wasn't going to be it, that I'm probably going to be at my job I'm at right now for a while, which is, like I said, it's a great job. People would kill to have the job I have. But for me, it's not enough. And I was like, you know what? We're probably not going to move out to a house. We're probably just going to end up in an apartment. And I was okay with that. I really was. I was just like, whatever. Like, I just want to be with you. Like, not to sound cheesy or anything. But yeah, I just want, like, whatever. At the end of next year, we're going to move out. We're going to go in an apartment. We're just going to save up money. We're going to try to get our own little house later on. So I had already accepted that. And I was like, you know, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. So when he called me and he told me, oh, man, I lost it. I was at work and I couldn't. I walked back into the room where my uncle was at, and, like, I was already getting teary-eyed. I couldn't even say anything. And I walked to the restroom and I texted you.
The funny part is, right when he texted me the news that, you know what, they're moving forward with my application, I was just like, he has to be crying right now.
Yeah.
Because I know you. I'm like, there's no way he's not going to be crying right now. And I got teary-eyed reading it because I knew he was getting teary-eyed. He didn't have to say it. I mean, you did later on say, like, you know, I feel teary-eyed.
And when I went to the restroom, I was like, I'm in the restroom. I'm crying. Like, I couldn't even say anything to my uncle. He was kind of like, what the heck? And I went to the restroom and I started crying. Like, I looked at myself in the mirror. My eyes were bloodshot red. It was just so full of emotions. Like, I was like, wow, like, I can't believe it.
Yeah, I had texted you, and then I tweeted literally the same thing I had texted you.
Oh, you tweeted?
I did. I had texted...
Because you were like, OMG, I'm going to start crying. Thank goodness I'm on my lunch break. I'm going to start crying.
No, it was... What was it? I want to be... Oh, there it is. Okay. It was, nothing is better than experiencing joy over the happiness and success of your loved ones.
Yeah.
It literally was good news to me because it was good news to you. And I'm sure anyone who's listening, if you have a loved one who's ever gotten a promotion, you know, I have a cousin, her name's Gladys. She recently, you know, when you hit goal, that's great. Yeah. And when she tells me about her goals and when she hits it, it's like, we gotta go celebrate. Like, you just, you know, that's, when anyone succeeds, it's like, I feel happiness for them.
Yeah, obviously. So, yeah, you don't want to be a hater and stuff.
Trust me, there's some haters
that's true.
out there that don't want you to succeed. So it feels good for me, at least. This whole past 2 weeks, it's been a lot of good news. So it feels nice to have, obviously life's a roller coaster, but it's good to finally have a couple ups regarding jobs, I guess.
Yeah, so he texts her. I was like, I'm crying, like I'm in the restroom, and she's like, oh my God, like I'm crying too. I went back to the room my uncle was in because my sunglasses were in there, and I haven't worn my sunglasses at work in forever. So I freaking go, and he's like, I don't even think he said anything. Like I just told him, as I was walking out, because there was another one of our coworkers there, and I didn't really want to talk. I knew if I would have started talking, I would have been crying even more, honestly, too. So I just put my sunglasses on and walked out, and I told, like, as I was walking out, I'm like, my dad said I'm good, like, I'm going to keep going. And he's like, oh, like, that's good. And I just walked out because I had to go back to work, basically.
Yeah, break was over.
Yeah, so I'm walking, and, like, tears are running down my eyes, like, I had my sunglasses on. And it was funny. He texted me. He's like, "Stop being a little bitch. Stop crying." And I was like, "I'm trying." Like, which later on he told me, he's like, "Dude, like congrats." And he was being really honest with me. He's like, "That's cool that you're in touch with your emotions like that." Yeah,
not a lot of people are like that, to be honest. And again, that's one of the things I love the most about you. And it's not just happiness; it's every emotion. You do express all your emotions. Mm-hmm. More than most men, at least, and I'm so grateful for that, because there's some people, machismo, they won't cry.
Yeah.
And if that's you, that's, everyone live your life the way you want to live it. But I just really appreciate, because then it just doesn't feel like I'm the only one feeling things.
Yeah.
Which is something new to me. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah. No. Yeah. So it was actually nice hearing that from him. He was like, "That's cool," like, because he's not like that.
Yeah.
It's not that he's machismo. He's just like, or whatever the word you just said. Did I say it? Machismo?
Machismo? Yeah, something like that.
It's not that he's like that. He's just like I'm just more sensitive than he is, I guess. So
knowing him, if I was to give my opinion, I think he said that to make you feel better.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. He's a homie.
And another thing was, everyone at your job knew that you were applying for another job.
Yeah.
So I felt like if you didn't get this, you were gonna, you said it yourself earlier in the week, that you were gonna feel embarrassed. Like you had no choice but to leave, whether you got it or not.
Yeah. I kind of like, it's not that I told him because I knew I was gonna get it or whatever. I told him like,
you missed a lot of work.
Because I was missing a lot of work.
Yeah.
I was missing a lot of days for this process. This thing takes a long time. So I was taking a lot of days, and then I wanted to give my boss a heads up, just because she's cool. She's a cool boss. I just want to give her a heads up, like, hey, like this is going on, and it was funny because, eventually, like later on that day, like it came out. I was just like, oh, like I'm continuing, because I had told them that I was kind of like dead in the water with the process. Like I don't know what's going on. So I told him like, yeah, I'm continuing the process. And when it was funny when I told my boss, she was like, that's good for you and that's terrible for us. Like we're going to miss you. And I'm like, yeah, well, I still have a few months. So we'll see how it goes from there. And yeah, it was just really emotional, and it's not over yet. We still have a long way to go. There's a few more things I have to do. But hopefully by July, I'll be starting.
Yeah.
Hopefully. If not, sometime in the second half of this year. We'll see. And when we get there, I'll keep you guys updated with everything, whether I get it or not, how it's going. We'll see.
You said...
What?
You said in July, or if not, the second half of this year. Isn't the second half of the year... June to December.
I hate you. We're not cutting that out, huh?
No. Okay.
I guess that's a good transition. I'll keep you guys updated. You're applying for other stuff. We'll see how that goes too. Keep you guys updated with that. Yeah. So that was our first segment of the day, our personal stuff of the week. I have a beer. I'm gonna crack it open. I don't know about you.
Oh yeah, I finished on my first one. We're gonna.
Oh, I love that sound. I love that sound.
I'm not drinking beer. This is a kind of Coke.
Yeah, sure. We're not at her parents' house today. We're at my house, so we can say fuck, shit,
stop,
whatever we want. No, I'm just kidding. We don't even say bad words that much.
We really don't say bad words that much, but
it comes out.
It'll slip every now and then.
But I'm having a nice cold Pacifico while we're recording this.
What it is that, first of all, the first time I ever heard No Mames, that was from you guys. And then I went and Googled it, and now I feel very uncomfortable saying that around my parents.
Hey! That was funny.
Anyway, so
yeah.
The event this week that obviously caught my eye and everybody's eye in the United States of America.
Everyone's talking about it at work.
My work too. People, we were talking about it. It's all over the news.
The guy that won the lottery.
Yeah.
Joss looked into it. I didn't really look into it. I only know that he's been trying since he was 18 or something like that.
Well, I mean, you can't try younger than that. Right? You have to be 18 to buy. So I got interested and I wanted to talk about it on the podcast, but I didn't want to sound like an idiot if I don't know what I'm talking about. And
that's what we're going to try to do. And every whatever happens event of the week or whatever, we're going to like try and research it, obviously.
Yeah, just
to know it a little bit more.
And mind you, mine is, I got it off of one article, so if you see a different story elsewhere, that's what it is.
If we have fake news, you can correct us.
Fake news.
Yeah.
Go ahead in the comments. I'm going to start doing fake news on purpose to get the comments going down there. We're going to start talking about controversial topics.
No mames.
No, so obviously the lottery was for $768 million. Buckaroonies.
That's insane.
That's actually the third largest lottery prize in U.S. history. Oh. So he's made the books. He is, and he's only 24 years old. So a little bit older than me, a little bit younger than you.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but if I've had this conversation so many times with you, with my siblings. Everyone has this talk. What would you do if you had won $768 million? All
right, first I do it anonymous. I don't want motherfuckers knowing I have that much money. Not that I have enemies or anything.
Okay, see, this is the interesting part that I saw about this. Every state has different laws.
What's California?
California, if you want to be anonymous, you can. But for him to claim his prize, he has to come out publicly to get it.
In the state he's in?
In the state he's in. I believe it is in...
Mexico.
No, he's in Wisconsin. He's in Wisconsin. So there, if he wants to claim his prize, he has to publicly claim it or else he can't claim it.
Oh, hell
so you have no... well, I mean, what do you want?
I mean, I get...
Well, no lottery or lottery never knows.
Yeah, I mean... Fuck it. Like,
you
everyone's
have no choice. Because that's the hottest conversation that I heard from most people. Is I wouldn't want nobody to know that I won.
Yeah.
But
if you have to... You have to, like, forget.
Yeah, screw it. Yeah, you have to. But if you can't,
like I said, I have no enemies. It's just that I don't want people knowing I have that money.
Yeah, that's
and eventually it'll get out.
Yeah.
No, so if it was here in California,
you have a choice. You can either be anonymous or public.
I would make it anonymous, and I would take the lump sum. I know everyone's like, "Oh, you do it."
He actually took the lump sum.
Yeah, I heard that too. Yeah, I would take the lump sum because, like, you get more money the other way, but who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You could just get the lump sum. First thing I would do is probably, like, I'd have to get a financial advisor, so, like, we get that out of the way. But I would invest in apartments, real estate, because, I mean, you can't really go wrong there.
Pays itself, yeah.
Get a really nice house somewhere for me and you, not a huge mansion. I mean, you're talking. What was the lump sum?
The lump sum was $477 million, but minus the taxes that they take off, he left in his hands with $326 million.
You almost have a third of $1 billion. That is insane. And I was telling you the other day, like, do you know 100 people?
No. Of course
I don't know 100 people. You could give 100 people $1 million
and still have
260 million left. That is insane. That's stupid. That's stupid amount of money. So first I would invest in real estate. After that, like I would buy us a really nice house, and then honestly, I just start giving out money. I like to literally almost everyone I know, even people that I haven't talked to in a while. I'll give it to all my cousins. I don't know 100 people.
I don't know 100
Maybe
people.
like 50 people max.
Yeah.
You know? I would give everyone just $1 million. Like all my friends, my cousins, my
too,
sister,
sure.
your siblings, my parents, your parents, my uncles, my aunts.
Even $1 million is life-changing money.
Heck yeah. That's crazy. So yeah, that's what I would do. And then after that, just live out our lives, travel the world. We can do whatever we want.
Just educate yourself and stay fit. I mean, what else do you really have to go for?
We would have a home gym. That'd be tight.
For sure.
What would you do?
Well, you said the first thing you do is, I don't know if you said it in a specific order, but obviously I would buy my house first and all my stuff first before investing in anything.
The last thing I would but the last thing I would do is start giving out money to people. That's the bottom of my list. Like first I would take care of me and you.
Yeah.
And my parents.
Yeah.
And your parents.
Your
and then
nuclear
after that,
family, like the people you live with, for sure.
Yeah, and then after that.
I mean, yeah, that's what I would do. You know, a part of me always told myself that if I won the lottery, that like the school that I used to work for, I would donate money to them.
I was thinking that too.
Right?
Yeah.
It's just like, especially the kids. The kids, whether humanity is messed up, whether or not, the kids are innocent.
Yeah.
And they're our future, so I would invest just in the little ones that we're not in the best area, so it's like a little bit of money helps the donations.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I would, I would donate. I would like buy a whole new playground for them. Yeah. I would like try and renovate
new technology or fix where they had like maybe new seating in the cafeteria. Anything that will help. You know, I don't want to be specific.
I wouldn't help out the whole district, but I'd help out that specific school and that's where we met. Mm-hmm. So that's actually really nice. I forgot about that. I would honestly do that too.
Yeah, that was just that always crossed my mind. But he had that guy that had went in there.
What's his name?
I didn't get it because I didn't want to say. I mean, it's obviously public information, but I don't remember what it was. I just didn't want to say. It's not really that too important. But he had went into a gas station, and he said that day he felt weird, that he felt lucky. Isn't that weird?
Crazy.
You think everyone says that when they win the lottery? He says he felt lucky and spent only $10 worth of lottery tickets. And that when the numbers came out, he was looking at his.
Were they random? Did he say if they were random?
I believe they were random. I don't think he picked them, but you guys can fact check that yourself.
Fake news.
But he said his first one, when he was looking at the numbers, he won $4 on the first one, and he said he was already excited.
$4?
$4. Yeah, because if you get a scratcher and you start scratching off and you win a free ticket, I'm happy for that free ticket.
Yeah.
It's like, it's better than nothing. And that's what he felt. It's like, oh, shoot, $4. Like, who cares? And then when he kept looking through his stuff, he said he felt like his heart, and he was just screaming for like 10 minutes straight. That he could not believe. I
don't know what I would do.
I would cry. I would jump. He quit his job on the spot. It was just like, I quit. I ain't coming back.
You know how much emotion... Oh, God, I don't know what I would do. Like... we just talked about for like the last 10 minutes how I'm really emotional. I don't know. I'd have a stroke.
Yeah, before
I'd have a heart attack and just die, and that's it.
No, so before he even went to go claim, because I don't know if you noticed, it took a while before someone came forward that they were the lottery winner.
Yeah.
He went and, what you said, he went and got a lawyer, he went and got a financial advisor, he went and got all that stuff before he claimed it.
That's smart.
Yeah, because
you have all the money. You just
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Get the best lawyer.
I think my biggest fear with that is like if I have a financial advisor and the people that work for me are stealing from me.
Oh,
if that makes sense.
I would pay them really good. Like I get you.
But that's the thing, babe. Like, yeah, you pay them really good, but if, wrong people, if people are greedy, nothing is ever enough. They're just going to want more and more. Take a little bit from here, take a little bit from there. You'll never know.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
I'm sure it's happened, and I'm sure not everyone is like that, but it's...
I would tell him, like, honestly, like, I would look for the best, not the best, but like someone really good.
Yeah.
And tell them, you won't have to work again. Like, whatever. Like
They make that much? I should be a financial advisor.
No, I would tell him like, from me, like, you hook me up, you manage this money well, you don't have to work. I'll give you $1 million.
I wish I knew someone personally that was a financial advisor that I know I could trust.
$1 million probably ain't nothing to them. If they're that good. It's like a lawyer, like a really high-end lawyer. $1 million. You'd be like, I don't want your $1 million, fool. Like, you know how much money I make on my own? So, yeah. It's just crazy. I rarely play the lottery. Your family plays scratchers a lot.
Yeah, but I've never bought a lottery ticket in my life.
I did
never
when
bought
it was like
ticket.
$1 billion a few months ago.
Oh, really?
I was like, oh, give me five lines, $5, and the guy's like, they're $2 each. I'm like, then give me 2 lines.
Damn, I really need to win this.
Yeah, and it's might as well try.
I had a coworker. He actually won $500 on a scratcher, and I was like, I'd even be happy with that.
Yeah,
so happy for $500.
Oh, I won like $50 in Vegas, and I was ecstatic. That was awesome. $50. It's free money.
It is free money. Well, it's not free money. You paid for the scratcher, but I mean, that's pretty much all the information I got for him. There's not much.
Yeah.
I think the story changes where you hear it from. I had heard it on another podcast. They were talking about the story, and they said that when he was looking through his scratchers, the winning one was stuck behind another one.
Oh wow!
And it wasn't
until
to make
it more dramatic.
I don't know if that was. I don't know what the story is.
Yeah.
But that's what I had heard. And someone. Again, like I said, just depends where you're reading it from, where you're getting your information from.
Yeah.
But
So,
I guess you want to talk about the information that you actually want to talk about today.
What I was really looking forward to?
All day,
not all day, all week.
Yeah.
We saw Avengers Endgame last night, and my goodness, was I in love with this. I'm in love with this movie. I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't that invested in the MCU until Phase 3. Until after the second Avengers is when I started getting really...
I was about to say, the first part of that sentence, I had no idea what you were talking about.
It sound like foreign language to you. So it's Phase 1, which is the first 2 Iron Mans. Her face. I'm not gonna get into it, but it's Phase 1, Phase 2. This is Phase 3. This is the end of Phase 3, and all of it together is called the Infinity Saga.
Got it.
So I watched them all. I watched mostly all of them in theaters. They're okay. Like I really like when I saw the first Avengers movie. My mind was blown. I was like, I can't believe this is happening, because I'm more of a DC fan, which sucks right now because their movies are not the best. But so yeah, that's why with the Marvel movies, I was like, okay, these are cool. And then Phase 2 happened. I'm like, these are cool. And Phase 3 is when I was like, every single one of these movies are amazing. Like Doctor Strange. And that's when we started watching the movies together. We saw almost all the Phase 3 movies together.
I kind of think that's majority of the movies. There was 21 movies, and I don't think I saw more than 10 movies.
Yeah, which is the last Phase 3, because when we got together,
I didn't see many of the movies.
I think Phase 3 starts with Civil War, and that was before I met you. And then after that, it was Guardians 1 was in Phase 2, Doctor Strange, and then after that is when we met, because Doctor Strange came out in November 2016, and we met early 2017. We saw Black Panther together. Mm-hmm. We saw Spider-Man Homecoming together. I think the first one was Guardians 2.
Yeah,
that was the first one we saw together.
Yeah, with Baby Groot.
Yeah, with Baby Groot. And that whole entire phase, I love all the I like all those movies a lot. I don't want to say love. I like all of those movies a lot. We just saw Thor Ragnarok on. Well, you just saw it. I saw it on Netflix. Yeah. We didn't see that one in theaters together. So I was just like so invested, and we saw Infinity War together last year, and
that's what got me.
That's what got
hooked.
you, yeah.
I was hooked after
that. Did you cry during that?
I'm sure I did.
I think so.
I'm an emotional movie watcher for sure.
I think so. Yeah, when Spider-Man, we're gonna spoilers for Infinity War, because if you haven't seen that, it's a year-old movie. But when Spider-Man gets dusted, oh my god, I was,
yeah, for sure.
I was devastated, and that's what everyone got. Like, it's just, it's rough to watch. I mean, he's gonna come back. Like, they announced the movies, but you don't know. Like, it's still just emotional. That's what got you. Really hooked into it. I kind of explained it to you. I just showed you the first Avengers like a couple weeks ago. How'd you like that one?
It was okay.
It was okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess because you saw Infinity War, so like seeing the first Avengers is like nothing to you.
You kept making a big deal earlier today, like, oh, this is the first movie where they're all in it together, and this has never happened before. And I'm like, well, I kind of already saw them all together, so it was never like a big thing to me. And I wasn't
talking about the first Avengers, right?
Yeah, I wasn't really a big movie person anyway. Like when the Avengers first came out. Well, it was 2012. It wasn't a big deal to me. I just wasn't that into it.
Yeah, it was cool. I saw my uncle took me to see that movie at the El Capitan. That was awesome.
Nice.
We saw it Friday night. It was epic. So yeah,
from a person who hasn't watched, if you're just a person who hasn't really been invested in this series, if you watch it, I mean,
Endgame.
Yeah.
Okay, we're talking about Endgame now.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was like a whole little intro.
Sorry.
No, I wanted to do that. It's like a whole intro. So now we're getting into Endgame.
Yeah, if you watch it, and mind you, I didn't watch majority of the movies. I still really
saw a good third.
I still really enjoyed this movie. I've heard people that haven't seen the movie watched it, enjoyed it. So if you haven't seen majority of the movies and you're like, should I go see it? Go see it.
You have to see Infinity War.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that one you have to see. If you're
it's continuation.
Yeah, it's basically part 2. If from all of them, I say if you had to pick one to watch, it's Infinity War, obviously.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we saw that in theater. So I, on the other hand, was a mess. Like half this movie, there was just so many emotions going through me.
Second time of the week crying.
Yeah,
but this one he had the sniffles the whole way.
Yeah.
In the theater right next to me, and
I don't even care. Like I was like, I'm crying. Like I don't care.
I have a picture in my phone. If I could show it and you guys could see it, it'd be the funniest thing
Maybe
ever.
on YouTube we'll throw it up.
It is a picture of my mom. And it is a picture of my niece the day she was born, fresh out of the womb. My mom's looking right at her with the biggest smile on her face, tears in her eyes, and she has her hands locked under her chin. And she's just so happy. And when I was in the movie theaters, I turned around, looked at Joey. He had the exact same look on his face as if a baby was just born right now. He was just ecstatic.
That ending, we're not going to get into spoilers, but that whole entire, like, when
the whole movie, not like, just the whole thing.
Yeah, the whole thing. Like, oh my God, like, from the beginning, the first 10 minutes, like, we both kept looking at each other like, what is going on in this thing? Like, it's insane. It's insane. Like, if I had one word to describe this movie, it's insane. Like, I have not seen anything like that. And, like, the ending is where I was really getting freaking crazy, like, into it like that. Like, I was moving in my seat. Like, God, like, and they give nothing away in the trailers.
I can't even talk. I hope the mic caught that. I was thinking about it. I'm sure every movie you watch, most of the parts of the movie are in the trailer. They put the best parts of the movie in the trailer.
They show nothing
to make you watch. The trailer is nothing compared to the movie.
Yeah, they don't say what's going on.
If you look at the trailer, it's just them walking. Exactly, dramatic.
Yeah.
That's how big they are. They don't need to put anything to sell it.
Yeah.
This outbeat Star Wars by a long shot. The
opening weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait to talk about the numbers next. I love box office numbers. I'm totally into that. I was on IGN's Instagram and they had odds in Vegas. I guess you could have bet. Oh man, I would have bet, and I for sure I think would have won money because I'm all about box office numbers. I love it. But yeah, anyways. Bless you.
Thank you. Okay.
You sneeze so cute. I'm leaving that in.
No, what it is if you ever have to sneeze, try to say oof at the end of it. I tried to do it, it didn't come out right, but try it. You'll get a giggle.
So I'm like gushing over this movie. Haven't you said anything about like we're not gonna. It's hard. It's hard to talk about this movie.
You know, we were trying to get some opinions from people whether it should be a spoiler, no spoiler.
Yeah.
But we don't want to turn people away.
For this one, yeah.
Later on, next week, whenever, we'll get more into it. But as of right now, I kind of feel like that's all we can say. There's not much you can say without giving things away. Don't get me wrong, it is a tearjerker, but it is funny. There's moments where it catches you by surprise and you're cracking up.
That
and you're
part
like,
that I was giddy about, where you're talking about, it was funny too. Like when someone said something right after that moment happened, like it was funny and it was like
they did it really well. And I know it's a good movie when we're talking about it after, and both of us had goosebumps. Just talking about the movie.
On the way here, we were talking about it, and like we're like, look,
I have hairy arms. All the hair on my arms were up and praising the Lord. They were just. And it's such a good movie. I can't get over it. For sure, we're gonna rewatch it.
You want to go see it again?
I want to whether it's not in actual theater, but for sure, I want to rewatch it 100 times. There's just. How can you not?
It's weird. This is the first time I ever heard that. I'm shook.
Yeah, and you know what?
I was watch movies twice.
Before I even saw it, he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go watch it again with my parents." I was like, "You didn't even got to worry about getting me a ticket. You know how I'm not a movie girl. I don't like to see it twice." I woke up this morning and I was just thinking about it.
Let's go. And then we can talk about. We're gonna have a spoiler podcast next weekend. Might as well see it again.
We'll see. If you comment, if you want to.
I'm down to have a couple drinks. I'm down to have a couple of drinks this time, and because I did not drink anything, because I was like, I am not getting up to use the restroom at all during this whole movie. So I did not have a beer, had nothing.
Oh, I had a big old icy and some popcorn.
Yeah, she did. I'm sure.
I got a bladder of steel.
Yeah.
What is it, 3 hours long?
Yep. She drank that whole icy, and I was like, oh, hell no. I used the restroom twice before we went in.
We went in. As soon as we walked in, he used the restroom. We went in line, got a popcorn and my drink. We sat down, and he said, I'm going to the restroom. It was 5 minutes, and he actually still had to go.
Like, halfway through the movie, I'm like, why do I have to pee? I think I get nervous. I went to use the restroom again after the movie, and I hadn't drank anything for hours before that. So, yeah, oh, God, I just can gush over this movie. It's hard to talk about it without saying spoilers, because... like I said, like on the way here, we were both getting goosebumps just thinking about it. I was getting I was watching spoiler like reviews and stuff this whole morning, and I was like getting emotional. Like when they would bring up certain things, I'm like, oh my God, like how it's. I guess it's 11 years, 22 movies. It's insane. That's all I have to say about it so far. So if you want to hear us talk about spoilers next week, we'll probably do that, talk about the box office numbers, because I'm really interested in that. So yeah, I want to talk about what happened before we went to the movies.
Let me don't even get me started. Every time we go to the movies,
no, not that.
No, but just wait. Ugh. I gotta paint a picture for the beautiful people. Every time before we go to the movies, we're late. it doesn't matter if I'm running right after work, and I come out at 6, the movie's at 7, I'm coming, or we've been at home all day chilling, the theater's about 15 minutes away, we don't decide to leave till way later. Yeah. Always, we just smashing through the intersections is bad.
What? You're just gonna roast me?
No, I'm not gonna roast you, but
I was losing my shit.
So he's losing his shit, right? So I get home from work I get out at 6 o'clock, get home at 7, and when I was going home, he texted me saying, "You know what, babe? Don't worry, we're gonna eat, but we have to be out of there by 7:30. We gotta be out of here by 7:30."
I said that thinking she was gonna be like, he's saying 7:30, but I'll be ready by 7.
If you're a girl listening to this, and you know if your man says you gotta be done getting ready at this time, and then he starts rushing you before that time, you're gonna lose your shit.
Yeah.
Any woman.
So I didn't want to.
That's a rookie mistake.
I was taking my anger out on your sister. She was all talking to me, and she's like, Joey's yelling at me.
No, so this is what happened. So I'm looking at the time, and I'm getting ready. You know, I just came home from work. And I have to chow down this food. Mind you, I get home at 7. We need to leave at 7:30. So I have to get out of my work clothes, eat, and get everything situated before we go. So, except right when I got home, I stepped foot into my house. And this is where we're talking about personal story time here. We're done with the Avengers.
Yeah, we're done.
As soon as I step in through the door, all my family's kind of at the same spot talking. And I'm like, oh, like, what's going on? What's good? And my brother's like, you didn't see my car outside? He's already mad at me. And I'm like, you know, he said it with attitude.
He says everything with attitude.
You didn't see my car outside?
Your brother's
so I'm
crazy.
like, no, what happened? He's like, oh, my car's crashed. They crashed my car. I couldn't even drive it here. They towed it here. So he just gives me this news when I come home. So yeah, that's going to cut a bit of my time. I'm going to go outside. I'm going to look at his car and be, oh my God, I
get there and she's like, they crashed in Leon's car. I'm like,
in his mind,
by it. I'm like, I didn't see anything.
I did too. It's just one of those things that if you have to walk to a certain side to see it, and his car's messed up. It's not drivable. They had to tow it.
It's kind of like my accident, but just not as hard. But yeah, they did exactly what they did to my tire to his.
So he starts telling me the story.
They hit him in the front driver's side tire.
It's a 4-way stop. And he's trying to go north. A car is going, he's trying to go, let's make it easier for everyone because I'm not very smart that way. Everyone is trying to go vertically. Other people are trying to go horizontally. 2 cars horizontally stop at the same time.
Yeah.
They go at the same time. My brother's going vertically. So when he starts heading forward, a guy from the right just runs into him. Obviously not your turn. What
happens after pissed me off. No offense, but I was like, when you were telling me the story, I'm like, dang, that's crazy, but we gotta go. I'm like,
he literally, as we're explaining what happened to his car, Joey literally ran out of, damn, that's crazy. He ran out of those. He said it like 3 times, damn, that's crazy. But looking at his watch, scratching his head, he was getting anxious.
Okay, let's finish the story and I'll tell what happened after.
So,
how I felt after.
My brother said, obviously he shook. He just got hit. He gets up. The other guy gets out of his car and is like, hey, homie, we about to get down. Run me your insurance.
Yeah, that
he starts getting ready to swing at my brother. And I'm like, you have to be some
stupid ass
moron. What kind of decent person is like, we're going to settle this with our hands?
Yeah.
Like, it's a car accident. That's why we have car insurance.
Yeah.
For a reason. Just exchange insurance. The insurance will deal with whose fault it is. It's that simple. There had to be no altercation.
Yeah, it's
luckily
stupid.
For my brother, this accident happened right in front of a family's friend's house.
Yeah.
They all come out. They're backing up my brother. One of them is also aggressive. So you got 2 aggressive people trying to get at each other.
Yeah. He told them, he's like, who's this guy? I'll fuck him up right now. Exactly. And he's like, no, dude, like, it's cool. Like,
they had to call the cops.
Yeah.
Because my brother...
cops took forever.
My brother's on the phone with one hand, has his fist up in the other, calling the cops, like, this guy wants to fight me.
Yeah.
In my opinion, it's like, first of all, the damage on my brother's car is pretty bad that he can't drive it, and that's from a stop. You're supposed to stop and go.
How fast?
How fast was he going from a stop after?
Yeah, that guy was not paying attention.
It was like a pause and go. It wasn't like stop. No one does a complete stop, but he went full speed after that.
Yeah, he was at least going 20. But how are you gonna be going 20?
It's not about. It's how fast you get to 20. 0 to 20.
You're not gonna be 20 miles an hour in 1 second. Like, it takes, 2 seconds to cross an intersection?
It was just... And I can see that my brother's getting frustrated. This is my brother... This is a little personal me time. My brother is a car guy.
That car
Not
says
just a
pride
car
and
guy.
joy.
He's a Beamer guy.
Yeah.
He loves his little BMW. He's put a lot of his own... his hard-earned money into fixing his... Because he bought it used. So he used his own money to fix it up. Salvaged. Yes, it is.
Salvaged.
So he took... It's his baby. This is the guy that washes and waxes his car every week.
Mm-hmm. He loves that thing.
Probably even twice a week.
He put so much money into that car, like fixing it up and like
making it his own, making it personal. You swing the door open. There's lights under the door.
Yeah, the little BMW light. Yeah, I saw that. I was like, damn, that's crazy. That's tight.
So when I saw that, it just broke my heart. He's on his way to pick up his girl. He's trying to have a good Friday night, and this happens.
Yeah,
it just broke my heart. I just didn't want to run out. See, sorry about your car.
Yeah,
I'm about to go have fun.
That's why I feel like I feel like an ass.
Yeah, I didn't want to feel like an ass.
I did, and I was just like, it was so funny because I was texting my friend. I'm like, oh my god, her brother got in a car accident. And they're talking about it, and I was like, and I'm losing my shit because we have to go see Endgame right now, but they're taking forever. And then my friend's like, is he hurt? I'm like, no. He's like, okay, then talk about it later. I was like, exactly. Like, he's fine, he's safe, he didn't get hurt, everything's cool. Like,
no, but this is the thing. We left.
We got there 30 minutes early.
That's the point you don't get. We still left at the time that you said, let's go.
And then on the way there, something else happened.
Oh my god! On the way we have the worst luck. That's what I'm saying. We have the worst luck.
You know when police like swerve side to side on the freeway, that started happening, and I was like, "Are you freaking kidding me?"
This guy was about to start pulling his hair out.
I was like, "What? Really? Of all the times, right now, right now." Thank you.
He killed me.
Thank you for putting up with me, because I know I can be an ass most of the time. But yeah, so that happened. And that's pretty much it for today's episode.
What are we at? 46 minutes. You know, I had some people saying it was a good time. I had people saying it was a little short. I had people saying it was too long. From my knowledge, they're 40 to an hour long. Just kind of really depends what you go on and off of. Mm-hmm. We typically want to have a section where we can close the podcast with a couple questions from viewers. Oh, look, I actually have a message. Who has a question here? I don't think Joey's going to like it. I can already tell from the person who sent it to me.
Oh, no.
He said...
Is it your brother?
No. Says, we don't have to talk about it. I'm just going to say it because he went out of his way to message the podcast to talk about it. So, Manny, if you're listening, this question's for you.
Oh, no. I know what this is going to be.
Bring up the Super Bowl and what was going through his head when the Patriots finally scored.
I hate
That's
you,
a good
Manny.
question. That's a really good question.
For another day.
If anything...
it's going to be football season. I love the Rams.
My cousin is a huge Patriots fan. Has been his whole life.
Yeah, I give him that.
But...
F you, Manny. So, during football season, we might have like a little section every other week. Instead of a movie section, we might do a sports section. And eventually, when I'm ready, we'll talk about that Super Bowl.
If you guys could have been here the day the Rams lost the Super Bowl, that's a story for the books.
Oh, that was crazy.
That's a story we should talk about.
That was insane.
I'm talking about my man was in fetal position. Like
I woke up the next morning and I cannot believe we did not get in trouble for what happened. Like,
oh, that's a story for another day.
Yeah.
Too.
Okay. So one of these days during football season, we'll talk about it. Well, maybe at the beginning of football season, the week before football season.
Sure,
starts.
just to get people into the football mood.
Yeah, we'll talk about that day. We'll talk about what happened after. It's a funny story.
It is. It is a funny. Now it's a funny. In retrospect, yeah, for sure. But if you guys have any more segment ideas or any questions that you want to ask us,
suggestions,
we'll do it at the end.
We're probably we didn't do a giveaway this week. We did it last week. We'll do one next week.
It won't be every week for sure. Money will add up. Do y'all hear any sponsors?
No.
No, then we can be doing.
Yeah, we can't be just giving out money to you guys. Fuck. No, but yeah, maybe next week we'll give out. We have 2 more iTunes gift cards, $10. So next week, maybe the week after, we'll see. But yeah, thanks for listening. This was the Cringe and the Confident episode 2, aka the second episode. I was trying to figure out. We don't have outro music. We don't have intro music.
We don't have the soundboard. We don't have anything.
We don't have our sister here.
We're gonna figure that out later. If you are a SoundCloud rapper, music maker, and you want to give us permission to use your music in the beginning or the end, hit your link down below or send us a DM.
Yeah.
If you're into that stuff.
So yeah, we're uploading this on SoundCloud and YouTube again. So leave comments down below, subscribe, like. We'll appreciate it. Follow us on SoundCloud.
We'll be here we upload every
Sunday from now on.
Sunday. We did it Monday, but we were off.
Yeah,
we were both off on Monday, so when Tuesday came around, we thought it was Sunday. Main point, come back every Sunday. And
we'll record Saturdays, upload Sundays.
You'll hear from us.
Sounds good. All right. See you guys. Later.
Bye. Bye.